Welcome, man. Welcome back to the channel, man. Listen, y'all know me, man. I'm on a 10-hour drive back from Arkansas, right? Headed back to Atlanta. So, you know, what I like to do to kill time and make time go back quicker is catch up on some questions, record some videos. You know, I don't have to look at the camera. I can just, you know, go through my head and answer a couple questions while I'm at it. It's a 10-mile drive, so I ain't got nothing but time. All right, let's get started. I got this one question from Mike's Vinci. I can't pronounce his last name, but anyway, he JT, I saw your video on the 3.6 blah 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 engine noise, and do you think there's something I can do myself? Okay, listen, man, do it yourselfer on the 3.6, the ticking noise. He was referring to the ticking noise video. Like I say, that only complication, if you can do valve cover gaskets on the 3.6, you can do lifters or rocker arms or whatever it is you're trying to replace. You actually don't know what you're going to replace until you get in there and perform an inspection first. That's why you need to pull the valve covers off and actually do an inspection first, because ticking noise can be seen. You know, it's a visual thing. You can actually remove your rockers and your lifters and verify through sight if they're bad or not. So sure, you can pull your valve covers out. Now, I don't do many how-to videos as far as taking the engine apart and doing it that way. I don't do too many of those because you know, the conflict of interest thing. But I actually do got one on the 3.6, removing the plenum and valve cover gasket. So if you want to go back, I'll link that in the description below. But anyway, back to your question. You can do it. The only problem you're gonna run into is if you're replacing the rocker arms or the lifter that's closest to the timing chain, meaning cylinder 2 and cylinder 1. Those are the closest cylinder that's closest to the timing chain. Like I say, you can inspect your rocker arms while your valve train is still together. You know, you can do that by feel through your hand. And if you find rocker arms that's broken in cylinder 6 or cylinder 5, meaning the back of the cylinder head, and you know, or even the center, you good, man. But the problem you're gonna run into if you find one that's bad that's up front, then you may get into some timing issues. So I want to keep this video short and quick. But to answer to your question, if you pretty, you know, good with dealing with timing, and you can sneak in. Now, I've snuck some rocker arms and some lifters in without actually totally disassembling the timing change. So it's doable. It's just some tricks and stuff like that. But till you do it yourselfers, yes, it can be done if you're very careful and mark your timings. Actually put some marks on your brain top dead center up and mark everything. And all you have to do is go back with the same mark. So it's doable, very doable. Yes, you can do it. I say yes. Like I say, if you can do valve cover gasket, you can do your own rockers and lifter. But man, I would check and see, because this van came out, or the 3.6, we started putting them in the 2011 minivan. I would check and make sure you're out of warranty or you're not in warranty. If you're out, then yeah, you have no choice. You got to go in and do it yourself if you want to save a lot of money. That's up to you. You might want to go in and get it done professionally. That's also an option. I'm not taking that option away. But the question was directed toward, can he do it himself? And my answer, if you could do valve cover gasket, you can do your own lifters and rockers. But hey, man, just be careful, you know, in everything you're doing. So like I say, it's all a matter of going back the way you came out. So mark everything before you disassemble anything, and you should be fine. All right, I want to keep this video short, man. Thanks for the question, and y'all know the drill. Comment and subscribe and share the video, man. A lot of people might need to know this. The only trouble you're gonna have as a do-it-yourselfer doing your own rocker arms and lifters is the timing chain. If you get it disassembled, you may have some problems with that. And then too, if you can read, I mean, you should have no problem going back. Or even if you run into timing issues, you should be able to get it back together, because I'm sure, you know, everybody mechanically inclined, so yeah, you shouldn't have any problems. But again, I want to keep this short. So thanks for your question, man. I got some more on this 3.6, and I got another question actually, so it may add to your answer. So stay tuned and watch. I'll link that in the description below.